everyone, this is Ryan.
And this is Alan.
And we are the No Nonsense Podcast. So, as I said last time, I'm going to do this positive affirmation because I like it. And I got some good feedback on it. So, today's positive affirmation is, an expert in everything was once a beginner.
Amen to that, sister.
That's some spoken word for you.
Absolutely is.
It's deep, ain't it?
It's so deep.
I got it from Instagram. but there's truth in it, right?
You don't get more deep than Instagram.
Listen, okay, we already talked about social media, but check it out. Like, I don't know about everyone else, but being an A-type personality, I wouldn't say that I'm a perfectionist.
I would.
Don't. I was just going to say, don't give me that look. Okay. I don't strive for perfection because that is just insane. However, and I don't try to control. Here's the thing. I'm not a control freak when it comes to things I can't control. But if that sounds bad. But if it's involving my own personal life and I have no control over it, man, I lose my crap, right? Like, for instance, if someone else around me is doing something and it might get under my skin, I don't care. I can't control it, whatever. Like, I'll just look at the dude and be like, you're a jerk, whatever. Like, why are you doing that, right? But if I am working towards a goal and I can't get to it, man, I'm like, or if I'm working towards a goal and the next step is relying upon someone else's move and they're not doing anything, like, you know what I mean?
No,
it's the whole domino
effect.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than setting up dominoes and then that one domino won't hit the rest of them.
Oh man, yeah. I think we all go through that.
Yeah.
You know, we get things like I'm like that in a lot of things that I do, and when you have to rely on someone else.
You have a good head on your shoulder, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You are real good for setting me straight in such a kind and very wise way.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's more a thank you for me because, like, sometimes we can always get so into our own problems that it's hard to step back and take a third-party perspective and be like, okay, Ryan, chill out. You know, it's not the end of the world. Calm down. But when you have an objective person, it makes it much better if you're receptive.
So I'm like, you're Yoda.
You're my Yoda without the wrinkles, without the greenness, and you got some height. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, spitting image.
Get a little. My ears aren't as pointy. And I don't talk in parables and backwards.
Right, but nonetheless, very helpful.
So we just basically said not at all. This is we. I said I'm your Yoda, and then somehow we dissected it, and now I feel like, wow, that didn't even mesh. That didn't go.
Yoda's spirit.
Okay, so today, my spirit animal will be Yoda. In the last episode, I talked about lions and being lazy and all that good stuff. So today, Yoda. It is Yoda. He is now my spirit animal.
Spirit animal.
Don't know how we got there, but that's where we're at.
That's a good one. Shoot, who am I today? You know who got me?
Huh.
I don't know if you guys have seen Missy Elliott's Funky White Sister. Woo! Go look. Go to the Instagram. Go to the Google. Type in. I'm not joking, you guys. I'm not being racist either. Type in Missy Elliott's Funky White Sister. Or better yet, go to Missy Elliott's page on Instagram. There is a lady. I'm going to call her Susan. Because she looked like she had her stuff together. Yeah. But she's at a barbecue, y'all.
Right.
They have a microphone set up at the barbecue.
But hold on. Let me do this. And this is going to hopefully be what pushes you to the site. She has a what I believe is a goat's horn in her hand the whole time.
Yes.
And
yes. Yes.
Maybe, how about this? Go watch the video.
Wait, let me set it up.
Yeah.
Let me set it up.
Okay,
And then you encourage them to do it. Okay. So Susan, Cookout Susan, okay, is at this barbecue. Microphone. Picture this. I'm straight up like Golden Girls grandma here.
Yeah.
You know how she's always like, picture this.
Yeah.
1819 Sicily, right?
That's one of our favorite shows, by the way.
It's a classic. I'm sorry, I don't care what y'all think.
They're savage. Oh my.
Dorothy? She should have been my spirit animal. Another day. Another
Another spirit animal.
Susan at the cookout. Microphone. Forest preserve behind her. She looks over at someone off camera. She says, kick that funky music. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is she going to bust out? I'm thinking she's going to sing some Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Dolly Parton, maybe.
I can get down with some
Yeah,
Dolly.
love Dolly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, when Jolene come on, child, I don't like the South, but somehow I got a cowboy hat.
I got you.
She looks at someone off screen, says, kick that funky music. They play Missy Elliott's Work It.
Yeah.
What? This woman hits them notes. She is spitting bars, okay? And she was just hitting, like, I just can't do Susan any justice. Look her up. She made my day.
And then go to our webpage, or Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and let us know what you think that horn is. Is it a goat horn? Is it I don't know. Also, there's she has an entourage in the back that I would love to hear what you have to say. Yeah, so just give them a view, and then go back on one of our social media pages and let us know what you think about it.
Yes.
Because that is a conversation to be had.
Instagram or something. Look, her friend is the best hype man ever. When she kicks that song and it starts, her friend in the background just bopping and walking with a cup of oodles and noodles. She ain't putting these noodles down, but she's supporting her friend.
Right.
And then she cut in front of the camera, but I just aspire. That's who we are, okay? You the oodles and noodles, and I'm going to be Susan.
Wait, I thought I was Yoda.
Oh, okay.
Spirit animal Yoda today.
You be Yoda. Yeah. I'll be Susan without the entourage. Yeah. Whatever.
You can't mess my flow up today. I'm on fire.
Look, speaking of being on fire, last night we went out and, back up. Yesterday, I had a pretty busy day. I was just running off of coffee and sliced cucumbers. My favorite snack, like legit, is so weird. But cucumbers and lemon pepper seasoning.
Dude, lemon pepper does it. Like, okay, you know how they have those commercials? I put that ish on everything. What is that? Is that barbecue? What is that?
No, that's
hot sauce?
A red hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot sauce.
But so with me and Ryan, we're like that with lemon pepper.
That's you.
So
that's your go-to seasoning.
It is. And before, I want to say 2000. When did we go to Chicago? Was it?
It's been a little bit since we went.
Okay, so we went to this wing place in Chicago. Oh man, best wings ever.
I'm gonna stop you right there now. Okay, you can't be messing up
the story.
You can't be messing up my food places in Chicago.
Okay.
J&J's.
There you go.
Fish and chicken. Okay. Now we went there just simply for some wings.
I've just been scalded, but so we get there, and the guy we're ordering, and he says, "Hey, do you want lemon pepper on your wings?" And I say, "No, we're good. I'm good." And when we got the wings we didn't look at them, by the way. We got them back to the hotel. And we open it up. There's lemon pepper all over them. It's saturated. It's cooked in them, And I'm like, at first I was upset, but I was so hungry. It was so cold. It was winter. I just felt... What?
But when you ate them wings...
Dude, okay. So there's these times in our life when we eat something and it changes everything for us. And that was the first time that I actually tried lemon pepper seasoning on those wings, and it took me to some weird nirvana.
It was transcendental for you.
It was. I spent all day. We went to the museum. We're hanging out. It was so cold. My ears felt like they were frostbitten. Finally get back. Finally eat, and that just capped everything.
Those are some good wings. And what's another thing that you mentioned about the wings in Chicago?
Oh, the fact that they're a whole wing?
Look, my family, my friends in the Midwest, your family member here, Ryan, your friend, Ryan, is malnourished, okay? Because...
Skin and bones here.
I'm skin and bones here. Because in Arizona, when we get wings, they don't sell the whole wing. One wing is considered a drumette.
Right.
Or the little... And then when you get the little fold part, the flapper part, it doesn't have the tap on it. You know? But like in Chicago, when you get... In Chicago, I'm not looking at you. In Chicago, when you get a wing, you get all 3 pieces. And I know... Listen, y'all, it doesn't really mean anything when you're just like in the luxury of all that deliciousness and beautiful options, land of opportunity and options that is Chicago, Illinois, and New York even has all 3 pieces. You don't understand what you have until it's gone.
Home of the buffalo wing.
That's right. But when you come out here to AZ... You're going to be sadly disappointed. Now, don't get me wrong. There's like tons of Mexican food. I love it, right? There's pizza. Love pizza. But then it's like saturated with bar and grills and then chain restaurants, right? Because like back home, you could literally stand on the block and then like just in one view... see like dozens of places to go eat. Yeah. Right? Oh, I sound so greedy. But I'm just
we better get off food before I can't finish this show.
Yeah, so just know, send help. You know, I am just deprived out here. I don't have the full wing. Anywho. Back
to last night.
Back to last night. So yesterday I was running off of coffee and some lemon pepper cucumbers. And I was just so busy that I didn't even really I skipped breakfast, didn't even really get to lunch. And so around dinner time, the 3 of us went out to dinner, me, you, our baby, and I splurged on some nachos. And I don't Peter Jungle's nachos, man. It doesn't come with meat, but you don't even miss it.
You'll see the picture. Go to our Instagram account. This cheese is going off the side.
It's like super cheesy and delicious and all that good stuff. So I was just running off of cucumbers and nachos, right? Okay. Not the healthiest solution or situation to be in, but whatever. So... then, we had a friend, say, hey, we're going to do karaoke, you guys swing by. So we did. And I had a couple whiskey sours, right? You had a couple drinks as well. But check this out, y'all. I wake up this morning after eating all them nachos and drinking whiskey sours before bed. I lost weight. What is that?
That's a new diet. So that's definitely, I think that's, I'm going to get on that right now. Nothing but nachos and alcohol.
Oh my God, that would be a dream. But that's what brings us to our topic today, right? Topic is getting our ish together. Right. Right? Because it's since hitting 30 some time ago, I've noticed a difference, some good and some bad, right? We are in our 30s. We're in it, man. And when we were in our 20s, life just kind of just kind of goes, right?
Yeah.
You don't worry about certain things. You don't worry about, I need to make time for working out, or I need to, watch what I eat, or I need to do this, I need to do that. But now, if I have, like, I don't know, a donut, dude, I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
Like, so what is it? So the whole thing is like, we're going to get our ish together. I have come across a couple people who are doing some diets, right? I know Sarah, my girl, right?
Yeah.
Know her since basically, my whole life, most of my life. And she and I were talking about the keto diet. And Dana's even on the keto diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just met her. And she looks amazing, right?
Right. Kristen
is on the Mediterranean diet.
What's that?
Okay. So, the Mediterranean diet looks like something I can get on. I think I can get with this program.
Okay.
So, what it is think, no, not paleo, think keto. High fat, no carbs, right?
Okay.
However, the changes are that you shouldn't focus on high fat, but instead healthy fats. So you can get your fats from like fish, eggs, avocado, coconut oil, olive oil, and things like that. But then keep it in moderation. And you can also have carbs, but whole grains.
Okay.
So it's still like kind of low carb, but there's an emphasis.
So the difference is you can have the whole grains,
right?
That's kind of where the
fat moderation.
Okay.
You're also supposed to be active in it. I looked it up, and then and red meat. Stay away from that, which is good. It's actually a diet that's like recommended for heart patients.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of butter, opt for like olive oil and coconut oil or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that sounds awesome. Here's the thing though. What do you think of like when someone says to you the word diet?
Well, okay, I'm going to keep PG. Because honestly, the word that comes to mind is not friendly towards children, and
of course,
me with my legal approach, I don't want no issues. But I honestly a flash of hatred comes across. But you know what? Here's the thing: I don't recall growing up and seeing kind of the average working class family in the past have to combat the same issues that we have to.
Yeah, no, but then also think of it this way. When we were growing up, we didn't do much fast food.
No, it was, I remember, it was a treat. Grandma would take me and get like a small burger from a place, or, you know what I mean? And that was something. Or, I'd get a kid's meal from, a fast food joint, and that was it, and I'm like, every once in a while, I'd get a sub from someplace, and, on a Friday, watching TGIF, Family Matters, and Step by Step, and all that good stuff, right? And that was a treat, though. That was not a normal thing.
Right. So, but that's the thing. So you said that it makes you feel, it gives you negative vibes.
It does.
Is it fair to say that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I was looking at this study, and it said that when the majority of people are asked about, how they feel about the term diet, some of the common terms that came up were deprivation,
okay,
starvation,
sure,
lacking, bland, boring, or doesn't work.
Okay. Oh, wow. Those are a lot more tame than what I came up with.
I think you were along those lines, though. So here's the thing, though. You and I have been different in the sense that you are a man of routine. You like things in order. You like normalcy to your life, right?
I do, yeah.
But then Me, on the other hand, I feel like I have the attention span of a toddler at times when it comes to things that I'm just not over the moon about. And so, like, if you say diet, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I'm like, this is boring. I don't like this. So how do I, because, like, okay, so the diet is really just the way you eat.
Right.
It's not necessarily the actual...
what you're eating.
Exactly.
It's the quantity, it's how often, or frequency if you want to get fancy. But it's hard today because I think that we live in a society where we have different jobs now than we did in the past. Arizona ranks among one of the highest states in the country for sedentary jobs, such as call centers. And there's a good reason for that. There's no natural disasters. So when you call for, customer service, they can guarantee staffing. I get it. I have a business degree and I have a law degree. And so I totally understand why they would do that. But that is heck on our waistlines and our health and long term. And that's why a lot of companies, they roll out these health initiatives, right? Oh, get your 1 million steps by the end of the year or whatever, and exercise with your friends. But I'll tell you what, I honestly, when you get into companies like that, they don't give you time to actually take advantage of those during your shift like you think they should. Mm-hmm. And then when you get home, say you have a family, right? Where do you find the time?
That's true. Because
you and I don't know sometimes where we find the time. We try. We go to the gym and do our walks and whatever we can. But I think the key is finding that time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but then also I think you kind of touched on it earlier in that things are just a little bit different now than, let's say, 20, 30 years ago, right? I think you had even mentioned that there was a study or some research or something that said, what was it? It was that people, during the time our parents were in their 30s, they were working less hours.
Right.
And making more money when you convert inflation.
Yes.
So
correct.
Yes. So they were making, if you look
working less and making more.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. And so when you look at that, and then not just that, but the jobs that are high paying, they are mostly sedentary. Yeah. You're not going to be able to be active or have a laboring job and actually get paid substantial, especially if you have a big family. I mean, it's hard out there, right?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And so they were also saying that, households today, as opposed to, back in the 60s or 70s, that now both people have to work in order to make things, function. Yeah. As opposed to, some time ago where, you could have like a homemaker and you can have someone go out and work and I'm not saying that that's wrong or anything. I'm just saying that now it's like, man, you can't even have an option anymore. Right. It's just hard. And so how do you balance all of that? You have to be active. You have to make sure that your kids eat their vegetables. You have to make sure you eat your vegetables. You have to make sure you work out. You have to make sure, you are at work before, work starts. If you want to get that promotion, put in those extra hours.
Then you have to go to the doctor and get seen on a regular basis. And then if you're female, you have mammograms and all these things that just take up time.
Having to pay for the co-pays, having to pay for your tests and all these things that you need to do just to maintain so that you can continue working. Yeah. And so it's just hard. It just boggles my mind because I just don't know how the heck someone is supposed to have all this together. And so it's just like, what does a person do?
Well, I'm still figuring it out. So
getting our ish together.
There you go. Yes, I'm getting my ish together. But what I found that is helping me is I'm cutting the crap out of my life, cutting those negative influences.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge drinker, but so I don't.
You're not at all.
Yeah, I don't drink beer, or if I do, it's some really light beer or whatever. But I cut that. I used to be. I loved beer. It's the only drink I would drink when I would drink alcohol. And now I realize, okay, go into a different type of alcohol, cutting that out. And then there are other influencers, that add stress. So stress is a huge cause of weight gain. And that seems to be what a lot of people have to deal with. And so when you have stress, you got to look at where can you cut that stress out of your life.
Right. And so I think bottom line, what it boils down to is perhaps starting with mental health.
Yeah.
You can't, it's kind of like that old adage that you can't help others without taking care of yourself first. Because if your tank is empty, you don't have anything to give.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what it boils down to is just making sure that, first of all, you're just in the right mental mindset.
That's where it starts. Like when I work out and I don't want to, I have to get my music going.
But you always feel better afterwards.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right? Like I walk out of the gym and I think I'm Jason Momoa. But
you're my Jason Momoa.
There you go. But it's one of those things where I do feel great, and then the week gets going and I don't get to the gym a couple days in a row, and a couple days in a row
or you have to put extra hours in. I mean, there have been times where I've put in 75, 80 hours a week. You just recently
put almost 100 hours in my pay period.
Yeah.
Just because of how demanding things are getting. So
right. Yeah. I mean, and I'm working 2 jobs, so it's just like, here we are just trying to like abide by the rules and pay these taxes and do this and do that and and just handle life. But man, bottom line, we need to make sure that our mental is right.
Yeah.
So it's like, and one thing that I've done, or one thing that I'm going to implement, and I promise I'm going to do this. I've been very positive, and instead of looking at things negatively, like when something happens, I try to apply the growth mindset of, instead of saying what I can't do, I'll say something like, this is something I strive to, or I focus on something that I can do very well and just implement that. But I think I learned a long time ago, and you're on the same page with me in this, in that if you want to clean house, and you want to find out your support system, you step out of your comfort zone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so I think in doing that, I think we all just kind of sit back and are afraid to do that next step, afraid to, take care of ourselves because we might hurt someone else's feelings. I'm not saying go out there and be an a-hole and just like,
There's appropriate ways to do things without being brass or an a-hole.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I'm going to use that. Tomorrow, I'm going to find a way in my everyday life to call someone an a-hole, but do it in a nice way.
You know what's so funny?
What?
I'm going to go way back to microbiology days. I had this one.
I know where this is going because it stuck around. It lingered in our home for a long time, and we couldn't stop saying it.
Yes. I had this one professor. I'm not going to say his name. He's going to be Voldemort to me. He who shall not be named. This professor was an a-hole. And everyone knew it. We would go to lecture, right? And this fool would come walking in an hour late. Lecture is an hour and a half long. He comes in an hour late with his hair wet. and slick back. Like, what were you doing, right?
I think one time she told me that he had forgotten something. His wife burst into the classroom with either his lunch or his phone in the middle of the lecture and walked up in the front of the class during him talking.
Yes. Or when I was doing my presentation, this fool wanted to interrupt me to talk about his cat. Like, I love animals. I do. But, dude, like, this is a very hard subject, and I'm trying to get a good grade on this, right?
Right.
And he said, yeah, wait 1 second. About that infectious disease, Bartonellis. Bartonellis?
Yeah.
Cat scratch disease. Boom. Okay,
there you go.
I'm talking about cat scratch disease.
Cut through the BS. It's just cat scratch.
Yeah. So I'm talking about it. And he goes, okay, I'm just going to stop real quick. My cat last time had a play date with my other friend's cat. And then my other friend's cat scratched my cat. And it left a scar. And it left a flap. And the flap just kept coming open. And I was thinking, well, one, why didn't you just take him to the vet? And
right.
Then two,
that's probably infected.
But two, can't this wait? Because I'm going to forget what I'm saying here. And then he just like kept going on. Anywho, so he just kept talking about azoles because it's a type of bacteria or something like that. So now every time we, can't stand somebody, they're just an azole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long story short.
There you go. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't know what nasal was till then, and I use it once in a while.
There you go.
There you go.
So
I think I'm a scientist. I must be like what, Bill Nye now, because I know that word.
Of course.
That makes me Bill Nye, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everything in order. I'm going to remove the negative influences or the negative components out of my life because mental health is important, right? We're already dealing with some stress in our society. I'm not going to add any of that to my personal life. So, removing bad habits, removing negative people.
Yeah. Whoever or whatever those are for you.
But here's the thing. Negativity doesn't always just come in overtness. It also comes in the shape and form of a person just being complacent or just not supporting you at all. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to remove that first, right? And then we're going to sit down and try to figure out how we're going to go about this eating good thing. Because
wah, wah.
Well, one thing that I really hate doing is like in the mornings when I wake up, I hate eating. Like I can just go off of coffee.
I'm not a huge breakfast person, but I've heard that you should eat breakfast, but it's just not something I've ever had time to do. I'm always on the go. I get downtown, I'm going to work, and then I get into work, and then next thing you know, I haven't eaten.
Yes. So we're going to make some schedules and try to chronicle that. I'm not going to commit. I'm not going to verbally commit right now to what I'm going to do. But believe you me, I am going to make sure that once it's decided, I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going to give myself a realistic expectation of how long I'm going to do this for.
Well, that's the only way anyone will ever meet their goals, if they're realistic, if they actually list them out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good.
I'm going to leave with that. What about you?
I'm good. I think that's great. I think that's a good start.
All right.
Do I have to do it too?
You know what, honey? I'm not going to say you have to.
All right, I'll do it.
All right. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for listening
yes.
again, listening to my rant and all that good stuff. But we're going to keep you posted, and the next episode will be quite interesting.
That's right. Have a positive day or night whenever you're listening at it. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.